Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my Marvel Champions channel. Welcome to the Wolf's Den of Champions. Today, this is actually my very first Marvel Champion video, and I just want to welcome you here. If you like Marvel Champions, if you like living card games, then this is the channel for you. This is going to be a channel about Marvel Champions. We're gonna play LCG Marvel Champions here, and without further ado, let's dive right in. My name is Efren. I also go by Dark Matter Wolf, aka the Wolf's Den of Champions, and today we are gonna be going over a deck that I created. It's gonna be Black Panther. From the core set, I don't have a lot of the collection, so I'm gonna work my way from the bottom all the way up. This is also in 2025. The game came out in 2019, so I'm going to try to work my way up all the way up to the brand newest and stuff. So if Marvel Champions is your thing, then this is the channel for you. All right, without further ado, let's dive right into the deck list. Here we go. So I have a core set. I have the Black Panther kit here that comes with every hero pack. This one has one, and this is going to be 15 cards for the set. I am playing a 50 card deck. The Marvel Champions is recommended, well, everyone says recommended 40. I've played a lot of TCGs, and I always loved using the maximum amount of cards for the sole purpose of just maximizing my deck. So here we go. This is going to be a leadership Black Panther deck. As you can see here, we got the Black Panther kit and we got the leadership, and let's dive right into the deck list. So first, let's go over the kit here. Black Panther is a really cool, interesting deck because he basically breaks the game rules, and legally though. So we're going to go ahead and start with the hero. The hero here is going to be a Black Panther. It's going to be a 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, and it's going to be an Avenger with Wakanda. And it reads here the text, retaliate 1. After this card is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. That's pretty cool. Retaliate is actually super nice. It's also really awesome for to have that on heroes because they can go flip over, flip down, and recover and heal after they take all the hits, and they also push out damage as well because of that retaliation. We got King T'Challa here, well, aka King T'Challa. This is going to be T'Challa's alter ego, King Wakanda Foresight. So this is going to be a setup, so this is going to be at the beginning. Search your deck for Black Panther, upgrade, and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. I really like Black Panther. I actually really like a lot of the cards. I love this game. So far, I've only been playing for probably 2 weeks, and I've gone ham in this game and getting a bunch of stuff, and just trying to get as many cards as possible because the game did come out. And they're starting to retire packs, so we'll have a complete video about that and where and what to buy now in 2025 because I've been looking on the internet and there's a lot of outdated videos and just the state of the game. So we'll cover all that in the future of this channel. So if that's something you want to know about and you're brand new to Marvel Champions, like I said, welcome to the Wolf's Den. Coming in here, we got an ally card. It's going to be Shuri. It's got a thwart 1 and an attack 1. It's a response. So after Shuri enters play, search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This is really cool because it doesn't lock you into just Black Panther upgrade. You can get any upgrade in this. So this is going to be the ally that comes in with Black Panther in the hero pack here. We got Ancestral Knowledge, which in alter ego action, you can choose up to 3 different cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. So that's actually really cool because this deck revolves around these here. And this is where it breaks the game because you can only legally have 3 copies of a card in your deck. And as you can see here, we have 5 Wakanda Forevers. 1 is lightning, 1 is energy, 1 is mind, and 1 is fighting, and then we got 2 wilds here. But this card here reads hero action. It costs 1 to activate, so you have to pay 1 resource to activate this. Wakanda Forever, hero action. Resolve the special ability of each Black Panther upgrade you control in any order. Resolving each ability is a step in this sequence. So I'm pretty familiar with sequencing and chaining and counters and all that stuff just because I played a lot of TCGs like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, so all that stuff. I'm familiar with tapping, or aka the term that we use in this game is called exhausting. I'll make a complete guide on how to play Marvel Champions in 2025 for new players, beginning players, and all that stuff. So I'm going to need a lot of help though. So if you guys are an experienced Marvel Champions veteran, please in the comments correct me, because I'm still learning this game. I only got 2 weeks in, but I am so in love with this, and I'll go on that rant later. So that's got 5 copies of Wakanda Forever because it comes in the kit here. As you can see, the kit pack here, that is going to be specifically for Black Panther. We got 3 copies of Vibranium, which is double wild here resource, which is really good. This whole deck is going to be around just the abundance of resources, and it'll all make sense later when I get through the whole deck, and I'll also do a video of play through this deck and like the best strategy. Well, my deck building mentality through this here. So Vibranium, Wakanda is rich in resources, and that's what this deck is. It's literally so rich in resources. So I used a lot of big cards, a lot of heavy cards, and then after that it just snowballs, and you can do anything with this deck, which is so much fun, but you have to build to it, so it takes a little setup. So 3 copies of Vibranium. We got 1 support here of the Golden City. It's a location, Wakanda, alter ego. So in your alter ego form, when you flip down, you can exhaust the Golden City and draw 2 cards. That is just insane and so good to have there. We have the upgrades here, which is going to be the Black Panther weapons. We got energy daggers special. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and to each enemy engaged with that player. Deal 2 damage instead if this is the final step of this sequence. Play the Wakanda Forever event to use this ability. So you actually need to play Wakanda Forever, because if you do not play Wakanda, you can activate the upgrades. You just cannot resolve the effects. So in order to get the effects to do the effects and the text here, you have to play a Wakanda Forever after they've already been upgraded to activate. So then it'll be a sequencing from there. So you'll have, say you have all 4, right? You have your Vibranium suit, Tactical Genius, and Panther Claws. You'll have to play another Wakanda Forever from your physical hand to activate these effects, and then you can choose which one goes first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, whatever sequence you want. If this is the last one in that final sequence step, then you activate that last final text there. I hope that makes sense. If you're a Marvel Champions player, then you should understand this. That is going to be the energy daggers, which is a really good upgrade. We got the Panther Claws, which is deal 2 damage to an enemy. 4 damage instead if it's the final step, which is really good. We have this one here, which is one of my favorites because it removes a threat from a scheme. And then if it's the final step, you remove 2 threats, which is it's really good for me, I think, because like you can also thwart with Black Panther, and that's going to be 4 scheme removed, which is a lot of scheme. It's a lot of scheme being removed, or maybe I'm just new to the game and that's not a lot, but I think it's a lot. Vibranium suit is another one of my favorite upgrades here out of this whole kit because you move damage from you onto the villain, and it heals you. So you'll, like, say you have 1 damage right now, or say you have 3 damage, right, and this is the final sequence. You'll remove 2 damage from you. You'll go down to 1 damage, and you'll remove that, and you'll add that damage to the villain, doing like an extra, like, all right, I'm gonna take my hurt and put it on you. It's kind of, I like it. It's really cool. So that is the hero set there. Really cool. Super rich in resources, like I mentioned. It does take setup, and you can do really big sequence hits with those Wakanda Forevers. We are playing this deck in a leadership. I'm going to go over the resources now for the leadership here. We're playing the power of leadership. We're playing max 2 per deck here. Double the number of resources this card generates while we're paying for a leadership blue card. So this only counts as 2 if it's for a towards a leadership card. Like I said, this deck is rich in resources, and that's why I'm playing like super heavy cards, but it'll make more sense as we go through the video here. So I got 2 of the power of leadership there. We got 3 copies of Band Together here. This is going to be, this card generates a wild resource for each ally you control. I got a lot of allies in this deck, and like I said, this is all going to add up at the end, but that's even more resource there on top of the vibranium that comes in the hero kit. We got strength, which is a double physical energy resource. We got energy, which is a double energy resource, and then we got genius, which adds another 2 energy resource. So that, like I said, that right there is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards for just generating double resource. Which is why the reason why I'm playing 50 is to make room for all that, and then now we have the rest of the deck here. So we got Make the Call, 3 copies. Actually love this card. I made an Iron Man deck revolving around this card as well, which is just insane. Make the Call Turbo, Iron Man Turbo, Repulsor Blast Turbo, which it'll be linked somewhere here, or actually I haven't uploaded or edited. So make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be making a lot of deck lists and a lot of decks, playing them, and I'll also be streaming it. So I just have a lot of content coming out from Marvel Champions, because this game is literally, I can't believe I've never knew this game existed, which is insane because I love TCG. But the problem for me with TCG is you need an opponent. Here, you are the opponent. You have villains in scenarios and campaign and schemes, like all these things that you can play solo, true solo, and double-handed. So if you want to play multiple player, you can with like your spouse, your partner, your friends. But if you don't, then you can play 2-player versus 1 on your own. Like it's kind of really insane. So I love Marvel Champions, and this is Dark Matter Wolf saying that he loves that he loves Marvel Champions. So this is going to be super exciting. 3 copies. Let me get back to the deck list. 3 copies to Make the Call. Action says, pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile. Put that ally into play under your control. So basically, the discard is like the graveyard area, or the depends what your what your background is in card games. But the discard pile is the card that you just used, and it's still in play, but it's not like accessible, if that makes any sense. So the discard pile, you can play any amount. So you play this card, it costs 0 to play, but then you have to select the card in the grave or in your discard pile. Say like Shuri, which costs 2. You have 2 cards, you pay the resources, you bring Shuri from the discard into play, which is pretty insane, because you can, there's a way to manipulate that where you discard your allies into the discard pile to pay for resources for another card, and then you'll go and make the call and discard resources to bring that ally back. So it's like, it's cool. We got 3 copies of Ready for Action, and here it's it says hero action, so you have to be in hero form, and you give an ally you control a tough status. I like this card too, because I use my allies to defend a lot, to block a lot, to keep my Black Panther low, excuse me, so I can flip down and then heal and then go back and then throughout there. I do play 3 copies of Inspiring Presence. Play this only if your identity has Avenger, which Black Panther does. Hero action, heal 1 damage from an ally and ready it. So that's actually really cool, because once you splash the board with a bunch of allies and say one's about to die, you can heal them, you can attack with them, you can thwart with them, then heal it, ready it, and then do it again. We got 3 copies of Lead from the Front, which is a tactic hero action, so you have to be in hero form as well. Choose a player. Each character that player controls gets 1 thwart, +1 thwart, and +1 attack until the end of the phase. So if you have the board splashed with 3 allies, and sometimes I can even have 5 because I have cards like the Treskillian, which I'll go over in a little bit, and you can have 5 allies on your board. They'll all get +1 thwart or +1 attack, and if you think about it, you have 5, that's already 5 damage to the enemy or 5 thwarts off the scheme. So this card is actually really good. If you could load up your board and then lead from the front, drop that, and then do a massive damage, a massive push to the villain. So we have the Treskillian, which I was talking about. This increases your ally limit from 3 to 1. This allows you to control more than 3 allies. It is a unique, as you can see there. It's got that little star there, so you can only play 1 in your deck. We got Team Training, which is a support that play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each ally you control gets +1 hit point. So that all your allies get +1, which is really good. We got another unique here support, which is going to be the Avenger Towers. This deck is based around all Avengers and just Avenger allies, so they can get all those bonuses and boosts. So if each of your allies has the Avenger trait, increase your ally limit by 1. So that's how you also make it go up. So I can have, if I have the Treskillian out and the Avengers Tower, I can have a total of 5 allies out on the field, on the board, in play, which is pretty insane. We got Helicarrier, which is going to be a location, max 1 per deck. Sorry, max 1 per player. This is not a unique, so you can play 3 of these. I've seen a lot of people play 3, and then they'll just pitch it whenever they don't need it to get to it quicker. I prefer just 1 in deck, just because if you get it, you get it. If you don't, then you don't. This deck here doesn't really necessarily revolve around putting a bunch of these out as quick as possible, although once you do have that set up, it is super awesome. So if you want to revise this deck however you want, let me know in the comments what works for you and which tweaks you made to this deck to make it just even more crazy. So we got a Quinn Carrier here. This is also another support that benefits allies. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. It's a resource. You exhaust Quinn Carrier and generate a wild resource per turn, which is really cool because it gives you just an extra resource. We got the Avengers Mansion, which is going to be max 1 per player. You action. You don't have to be hero action. It's just action. You exhaust Avengers Mansion. You choose a player. That player draws a card. Pretty simple, pretty busted, pretty cool. We have, going into our allies here, we have a total of 9 allies, and we are going to be playing here all Avenger allies. We have Ant-Man, the Hank Pym Ant-Man's, and he's an Avenger, 0 cost. There's a reason why he's 0. 2 thwart, 2 attack. And what Ant-Man can do is give Ant-Man 1 hit point for each Pym particle on him. Interrupt. When Ant-Man enters play, place 1 Pym counter on him to a maximum of 4 for each source you overpaid for Ant-Man's cost. So if you do 4, if you pay 4 for him, which we have a lot of resources here, a lot, and it's pretty easy because you can deduct them to the cost of this, or like do a Quinn Carrier, or just like a bunch of other cards that we have in the deck that we've gone over. Just get a bunch of get at least 4. He will have 4 hit points, putting him at 4 health. And each time he loses a hit point, which is a Pym counter, he goes down in health. But if you only have 2 cards, you can bring them out. You only have 1, you bring them out, you hit for 2, you attack for 2, you thwart for 2. Is a really good card, a really good ally. I have a lot of fun with him, bring him out all the time. Stinger, which is another really cool, interesting ally, because this does not count. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, which we do, and Stinger does not count against your ally limit. So we can literally have 6 allies. I've done before. Playing this here in True Solo, and it's just insane. It's a lot of fun to play Stinger, Cassie Lang. It's a 1 thwart, 1 attack, 1 cost, 2 health, and sometimes you just need that 1 attack to get over that little minion, and it's just awesome. We got Clue here, which is going to be a 2 cost resource. It's a 1 thwart, 1 attack, leadership, Avenger. Response: after Clue enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event. Add that event to your hand and shuffle your deck. We have loads of events here, as you can see, and all the Wakanda Forevers here are events. So if you reveal 5 and you get a hit, you can add that to your hand and then shuffle and then continue, which is pretty cool because clue. Once you could also make the call and bring him back from the discard and he will enter play, and the same thing. So it's actually really cool and you can just do it over and over again. Here is White Tiger. It's a 3 cost. It's 2 thwart and 2 attack. This is another response card, which is awesome. So after you play White Tiger from your hand, so this has to be from your hand. Clue just says after he enters play. So you got to be careful when you got to read that text, because if you don't read that text, they don't all work the same. But after you play White Tiger from your hand, you draw X amount of cards to a maximum of 3, where X is the equal to the villain stage. If the villain has no stage, draw a number, then you draw 1. Most of the time, I'll try to use this when I'm on stage 2, and if I'm playing expert, I'll definitely drop it on stage 3. But if I just need to get a 2 thwart or a 2 attack off, I'll definitely play White Tiger, draw the 1, and most of the time it'll just cost 2 instead of the 3 because you draw the 1. We got Hawkeye, which is an amazing Avenger ally leadership, because when any minion comes in, Hawkeye enters play with 4 counters on him, and response after a minion enters play, remove 1 arrow counter from Hawkeye. That's the cost. Then you deal 2 damage to that minion. So anything that comes in, like all those armor ones that have the guard or that have guard on there, those annoying minions, this will make that a lot easier. This is actually really good too for I believe Ultron. I haven't fought Ultron, but I'm going to be going through the progression, playing all the way up, all the villains, every ally and every scenario and all that stuff. So lots of content. Make sure to subscribe. Here we have U.S. Agent John Walker. It's a 3 cost, 1 thwart, 1 attack, retaliate. So I use him a lot to defend. Block, I'll give him a tough, he'll block for me, and he'll retaliate, which is after this character is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacking character, just like Black Panther has retaliate, so does US Agent. And he has 5 health, which is really, really insane. We got another one of my favorite allies here, which is War Machine. This is a standard basic gray with 4 costs. It is expensive to play, but we have those resource cards, and we have Avengers Mansion and the Avengers Tower to lower the costs or just generate 1 extra resource for him. And he enters play with a tough card, which is awesome, and he also has ranged attack, so he ignores retaliate. We have Vision, which is another awesome because he's got an action. You spend a energy resource, which is the cost. You choose thwart or attack until the end of the phase. Vision gets a +2 to that chosen power. So I usually do it for attack, and then I'll attack for 4 to get over like a big minion, or just to do a big hit to the villain. I love this card. I love Vision. He is expensive, as you can see. They are getting expensive here, but the reason why is because I have a lot of resources in this deck. We have over like just about 10 cards specifically for resource for that purpose. Here is Captain America. So this card is interesting because he enters play with toughness. Well, he has toughness. You reduce the cost to play Captain America by 1 for each Avenger character you control. If you have 3 Avengers out, this will cost you 3. If you have 4 Avengers out, this will cost you, I can't do math, 2. So really cool card, and he's got toughness. He's 4 hit points, 2 attack, 2 thwart, and sometimes you can just get this out with a double energy, and it's just it's awesome. But that's gonna be my deck there. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I mentioned, this deck is resource rich with all these cards here band together. You can get 3 resources for all the allies that you got. We got a bunch of allies. You can bring them out from the discard pile. Black Panther, I mean, he can hold his own. He can heal, he can thwart, he can defend for 2. He's a 2/2/2, so 2/2/2 is really good. Once you get all the upgrades out, and if you get the Golden City out, it's just resource central, like literally vibranium. There's a reason why Wakanda, this is very on brand and very on theme, because there's a reason why the Golden City has so much resources, and this is just a resource Golden City Black Panther leadership deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't have every expansion, every card, every release I have, I think up until well, I'm gonna have to make a whole video on and in the description down below, I'll let you know a whole list of how I built this deck from which packs, hero packs, expansions in the core set, and how many you'll need to make this deck, because I do not have that on file or anywhere. This is my first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Dark Matter Wolf, and this is the Wolf's Den of Champions. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.